get right into it. Number 7. You've probably heard stuff like, humans only use 10% of their brains, or lightning never hits the same place twice. Sounds smart, right? But nope, totally wrong. So why do people keep saying things like this? Well, our brains aren't built to chase facts. They're built to chase stuff that feels right. And that starts with where we hear these facts. Old school teachers, movies, random posts online. If someone says something confidently and says it a lot, we just believe it. Our brain goes, I've heard this before. Sounds familiar. Must be true. After a while, we lock it in like it's the ultimate truth, and we throw away the key. That's how myths stick around. Number 6. Repetition equals truth illusion. Ever wonder why people keep repeating things that aren't true? It's not just bad memory or laziness. It's something deeper, something built into how the brain works. There's a psychological glitch called the illusory truth effect. It means the more times you hear something, even if it's false, the more your brain starts to believe it. Let's say someone says, humans only use 10% of their brains. You've heard it before. You know it's not true. But if you hear it again and again and again, your brain starts going, maybe? That's because repetition builds familiarity, and the brain loves familiarity. It feels safe. It feels comfortable. It feels true. The brain doesn't always check if something is correct. It checks how familiar it is, and the more familiar a statement becomes, the more true it feels. Over time, your brain starts building shortcuts, mental paths that lead straight to the repeated idea. So even if you're later shown real evidence, your brain might resist it, not because the truth is complicated, but because the myth got there first and louder. In the end, it's not the best idea that wins, it's the one you've heard the most. Number 5. Let's talk about one of the sneakiest brain glitches out there, authority bias. This happens when we automatically believe something just because it came from someone who looks smart. If they're wearing a lab coat, standing on a stage, or speaking with confidence, our brains go, yep, sounds legit. It doesn't even matter what they're saying. They could be confidently wrong, and we'd still nod along like it's fact. This starts early. Remember being told, because I said so? Yeah, that's authority bias, being programmed into your brain. So when a teacher, a parent, or someone in a suit says something confidently, your brain assumes they must know what they're talking about, even if they don't, and companies love this. That's why toothpaste ads say 9 out of 10 dentists agree, or shampoo bottles say doctor recommended. Throw in a white coat and a graph, and suddenly the product feels trustworthy, even if it's total junk. Same thing with social media. Put a check mark next to a name, and people treat their opinions like truth. Verified equals valid, except no, that's just branding. Authority bias is a shortcut. Your brain is trying to save energy by trusting someone else to do the thinking. The problem? Authorities aren't always right. Experts can be misinformed, biased, or just plain wrong, and if we blindly trust them, we risk downloading their mistakes into our own heads. So the next time someone sounds super confident, pause. Don't ask who said this. Ask, does it actually make sense? Because confidence isn't proof, it's just volume with a nice haircut. Number 4, the comfort of simplicity. The truth can be messy, complicated, and kind of annoying, but a lie can be clean, simple, and super easy to remember. That's why so many false facts stick. It's not that they're more interesting, it's that they're easier. Take the myth. Humans only use 10% of their brains. It's catchy. It's short. It sounds like a smart thing to say at a party. And best of all, you don't need to think too hard about it. But if someone tries to explain the real neuroscience behind how the brain works, it's probably going to involve big words, long sentences, and some diagrams that look like alien blueprints. And guess what? Your brain doesn't want to do that much work. It's not lazy. Okay, it is lazy. But mostly, it just likes shortcuts. So when it hears a simple version of a complicated truth, it takes the shortcut every time. It picks the lie that feels like it makes sense over the truth that takes effort. We like our facts like we like our fast food, cheap, fast, and easy to digest. But here's the problem. Oversimplified explanations don't actually help us understand the world. They just help us feel like we do. And the more we rely on them, the more we build a brain full of easy answers and empty thinking. So next time you hear something that feels a little too simple, pause. Ask yourself, is this the truth or just the version that's easiest to swallow? Number 3, social proof and peer pressure. Let's say you're in a room with 20 people. 19 of them all believe something that sounds off. You're the only one who doubts it. What do? If you're like most people, you say nothing. You nod. You agree. You go along with it. Because going against the group feels weird, uncomfortable, unsafe. That's social proof. When we see a lot of people believe something, we assume it must be true. It's not logic, it's survival instinct. Your brain evolved in tribes. And back then, disagreeing with the group didn't just get you funny looks, it could get you kicked out. So we learned to stay in line, smile, blend in. Even today, when someone questions the group, people pull back. They say, "Why are you being difficult?" Or, "Everyone knows this already," and the pressure works. It pushes us to agree, even when we don't. This is why so many false facts stay alive. They've been repeated so often and accepted by so many people that rejecting them makes you look like you're the fool. So your brain says, "Fine, I'll play along," and just like that, the myth lives on. But truth isn't always popular, and popularity isn't proof. Sometimes being the only one with doubts just means you're thinking, and thinking is how myths finally die. Number 2. Emotional impact, greater than accuracy. Want to know what spreads faster than facts? Feelings. The more emotional a statement is scary, sad, shocking, the more your brain wants to remember it. That's because emotions leave a deeper mark than logic ever does. Let's test it, which sounds scarier. Vending machines cause more deaths than sharks, or sharks are deadly killing machines. Exactly. The vending machine stat is true, but boring. The shark one is false, but exciting. And your brain loves exciting. Emotion hijacks your attention. It makes a story stick in your memory, whether it's true or not. That's why urban legends spread faster than science papers, why viral tweets outpace academic articles, and why political rants get shared more than calm explanations. Fear, anger, and outrage all grab your brain by the face and yell, "Remember this!" Marketers and influencers know this too. They don't just sell ideas, they sell feelings. Doctors hate. This one simple trick doesn't need to be accurate. It just needs to get you worked up. That's how false facts survive, not through evidence, but through emotion. And the more emotional a myth is, the harder it is to let go. Even when you know it's wrong, it feels true. So next time something gives you that wow reaction, don't just ask, "Is this interesting?" Ask, "Is this actually real?" Number 1, why we don't change our minds. Okay, here's the wildest part of all this. Even when we're shown real evidence, most of us still don't change our minds. Why? Because facts don't just challenge what we know, they challenge who we are. This is called the backfire effect. When we hear something that goes against what we already believe, we don't go, interesting. We go, "Nope, that's wrong." And we dig in even harder. It's like telling someone their favorite band is actually terrible. Even if you have charts, reviews, and a PowerPoint, they'll probably just argue louder. Because our beliefs aren't just thoughts. They're tied to our identity. They're stitched into our self-image. So when someone questions one of our core beliefs, our brain treats it like an attack. It defends itself even if it means defending something totally false. And that's how myths survive. Not because they're more convincing, but because they're more comfortable to hold on to. Letting go of a false belief means admitting we were wrong, and no one likes doing that. But here's the truth. Changing your mind doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're thinking. It means you're growing. So the next time a fact makes you uncomfortable, don't fight it. Sit with it. Ask yourself, what if I'm wrong? That question might feel scary, but it's where real truth begins.